Hello everybody, it is Nicole with A-Frayed-Knot hopping on to let you know he has been restocked and I am going to paint him with you tonight. So if you did not get one, now is your chance. Go grab him while you can. He was offered at a special price for Woodpack Wednesday, and since I did not make him on Woodpack Wednesday, the special price is being extended for tonight's restock also. But when my live is over, so is the special price. He will go back up to his regular price. So if you did not get him now, and we are going to paint him tonight. So I'm excited to paint him with you. I've already painted him with the woodworkers. They already have the patterns and are making him or will be making him. And the benefit of that is that they can make however many they want. They're not limited to just one. So if you want to learn more about the AFK Woodworking Group, comment woodworker and we will DM you the information. You definitely want to think about getting in there because there are tons of patterns that you will have access to and can create all of the things with. So let me get the iPad going here. Hey Jana, hello Ruth, you just got on. Hello Kim. Oh, you didn't hear the price. Let me pull this up because I believe, hold on, let me just pull it up really quick. So his price is, and he's been restocked, so, okay, hold on. It's taking a little bit to load. His price is, during my live, $22.99. That is his price. And after my live, when this live ends, which he's going to take a little bit to paint because he's big and he's got a lot of details. So I'm just going to tell you, buckle in, we're going to be here a while. We're going to be here a while. When my live is over, his price is going to go back up to $27.99. So he's a really good price. And the colors that I am primarily using for this are the July paint pack colors, all right? So we're going to be using Holly Berry, Cactus, Cotton, and I'm going to mix the Holly Berry with some Cotton to kind of get a sort of pinkish color. And then there's a couple colors outside of the July paint pack that I am using, which are going to be River Rock and Peach Tea for his face. And then I'm going to be using my my Posca black pen to do some outlining. So that's just kind of a rundown of what I'm using. And then I have all of my wood pieces here, starting with his head and beard. And then you'll have his hat brim, his mustache, and his nose. That's his nose right there. And then we have got his mittens. So we're going to go ahead and just start diving in to our project here. Let me go ahead and get this up. All right, let's see. So how's everybody doing? Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you had a great day. It is evening time here, so I'm sure it's evening or night where you're at. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Carol. Hello, Kelly and Jeanette and Marsha. And oh, you're welcome, Kim. Yep, Renee is right. She doesn't need to order because she just cuts out her own. Renee is in the woodworking group, and she cuts out all of her own stuff. And you know what? You can too. You don't have to have any experience. The good news is, I teach you and I walk you through step by step on exactly what you need to do and how to do it and different ways to do it. Yeah, all you have to do is just show up, basically. So, hi, Vicky. Hello, Karen. Okay, so let me get our big piece right here. What we're going to start doing is we're just going to start by painting this in the color Cotton. So this is his beard. We're just going to paint it in the color Cotton. We also need to paint his mustache in the color Cotton. Okay, you got to give me a minute. I forgot to turn on the little zapper back here. And so I'm going to do that right now. I got my walk-in all ready because I knew this would be a long live, and well, the sun, I mean, it still stays light out for quite a while, but it's definitely changing where it's not, you know, it's getting darker just a little bit earlier now. Nothing major, but I just, I wanted to make sure I got my walk-in. So I did that a little bit ago. Okay, this bottle is just about, this bottle is empty. There's no just about, it is empty. I forgot to refill my cotton color, so, oy, 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 oy. We'll see. I might have to go over there and get some more. Oh no, that was one thing I forgot to do. I did manage to wash my paintbrushes, so that is good. Oh, good. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on. Sometimes I have little ones right here. Oh, here's one. This one might be okay. Alrighty. We're good to go. I think we're going to be fine with the cotton paint. Hey, Geneva. Hi, Linda. Hello, Charlene and Wendy. Alrighty, let's see here. I just want to make sure I have enough paint here for what we need to do. This is almost empty. I like to just make sure that they're good and empty and then just throw them away. No need to save them. Okay. So like I said, we're going to start by painting. Hi, Trula. By painting this portion right here. Okay. And let's see here. So his mustache is going to go right into this area here. Just kind of taking it up the side right there a little bit, and then I'll bring, you can see it's just real rough because then I'm going to bring the I'm going to lighten peach tea up a little bit, and then we're going to paint his face area right in here in peach tea. Okay. I'm glad I found this one back there. And then we do want to paint the sides. He is a fun one to paint, really, and I'm going to just kind of break it all down for you tonight so you can see how to paint him. But what I really, really want to talk about is if you have any questions about the woodworking group and what we do, please feel free to ask. This was originally a design for the woodworking group. So they got the design, cut it out, and we created it, and then it was so cute that I knew I had to offer it in the online shop for Wood Pack Wednesday. Okay. So the woodworking group is, we meet twice a week. And we have 3 wood cuttings a month. So they get 3 patterns a month. I send them out weekly. And then we meet on Saturday at 10 o'clock Pacific time for our wood cutting class. And on Thursdays, we have our crafting and Q&A class. So the benefit of my woodworking group is that I teach live, so you have direct access to the coach during the classes. So we have crafting and Q&A, but the benefit is that you can ask, you're not limited to questions and answers only during that time. That's the benefit of having live classes, is that you can ask your questions at any time. You don't have to wait. I like lifestyle teaching. Not for me as a teacher teaching people, but I like it because you can ask in real time. You don't have to, you know, email or figure things out. So there's always an option because I go live with them on 3 Saturdays out of a month and then on Thursdays. So there's always an option to come in on a live if you have questions. Hi, Sandy. He's just like the ornament Santa. Oh, I'm thinking because I've had several of them. Which one are you thinking he's just like? The woodworkers also did, so they've been getting bonus patterns also. So they've been getting a lot of good stuff to make, and they're going to be getting bonus patterns for this guy right here that will be smaller for, like, say an ornament size. They're going to be getting those. They don't have them yet because right now we're creating a yard-sized nativity. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the videos that have been coming out, but it is a 3-week project and it is a nativity that is going to be for the yard. So it's big. Let's just put it that way. It's big. So that's what we started working on this past Saturday. All right, so this guy's beard is big. Oh, you just got your printer fixed, Mary said, so she can print the pattern out. Awesome. Oh, yes. Yes, Jackie, that's right. Okay. Yeah, he does. I love that ornament also. So that one was... Actually, that one is in the online shop again. I think if I read the right one. Oh, Pat, awesome. I'm glad you snagged a couple. Hey, Diane, I didn't see you on here a little bit ago. Hello, hello. Yes, Vicky said we have such a fun group. Oh, I appreciate that, Vicky. Thank you. She said she's learned so much and can now cut her own pieces. Yes, it is so empowering, you guys. Oh, Charlene said that her brother has a large nativity scene in ceramic that your mom made. That's awesome. Is it one of the big ones for a yard? Because I've seen those before for a yard. I need to, hold on. Give me one quick second. I just need to put my hair up. Back in a ponytail, something. I've seen those before in people's yards. They're pretty cool. Okay. Whew, much better. That's much better. Whew. Okay, it's all out of my way. You love the Santa. Thank you. Alrighty, I think this is good. So you can kind of see what his beard's looking like. We're gonna set that to the side and we're gonna paint the mustache. So what I wanna show you though is this spot right in here is his nose. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of pencil in. This is just a guide, okay? But you can kind of see how I penciled in right there from this little indent to that indent. And I just kind of went, it's not a straight line, it kind of curves out just a little. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side and curve it out just a little. That's just going to kind of be our guide for his nose. So we're going from one point to the other and then just make it a little bit curvy. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we can even, you know, paint it out a little bit better once we get to painting his nose. So I have, by the time I finish this one, I will have painted 3 of these. So I'm gonna I don't know if my mom got on here, but I'm gonna definitely double check because she might want one. I don't know that Cameron will. She doesn't have a lot of space for something this big, but I'll definitely ask her. Well, with that being said, then I'm going to have maybe an extra one for a Whatnot show. So we had a Whatnot show the past Friday and it went really well, but you just never know. You know, we might, well, I will be having another one, but this could definitely find its way there. Okay. So we're just going to get this all painted in the color cotton. This is his mustache. We're not painting this section. We're going to paint this in a pinkish color. And then over here on this side will be in the color cotton also. Oh, I love that. Mary said when she's cutting the woodworking projects out, nothing else matters. It's her time to relax and enjoy something for herself. All your cares go away when you're cutting that wood. Yes, it is so true. I love hearing that. I love that too. So over the weekend, I was cutting out some stuff because, well, I have some big news that's going to drop tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. And so I was cutting things out over the weekend, getting ready for the big news. And it's just, even when I just sit here and paint, I don't do this very often where I just sit here and paint. No cameras on, nothing like that. But even just sitting here and painting with you guys is just something that's just real. I just love it. It's just, I really truly do. And like Mary said, it's just like takes all your cares away, and it's just something you love to do. Jackie says, not nice to keep secrets. Girl, you don't know how hard it is. Oh gosh, this is one I'm keeping under my hat until tomorrow. If you're in the VIP group, I will be going live in there a little bit earlier just to do the reveal in there, and then I will be hopping on talking to the woodworkers about it also. So the cat is going to come out of the bag a little bit sooner. If you're in any of those groups, you will find out a little bit sooner. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see how we've sort of just framed out that nose right there. Let me plug this in. It's just my little fan right here. Sometimes it just ends up getting real warm where I'm at. Donna said her craft room is her happy place. I love that. This is, I mean, even though it's kind of messy out here, it is my happy place too. I love it out here. Hi, my mom is on. Hello, Mom. Tabitha said, so relaxing and calming. Yes, I agree. Okay, there we have that. Now let me have a look here and see. Oh, I know what we have to do. Okay, this is just going to be easier for us to go ahead and paint the cuffs on his mittens. So this is just the cuff area right there. We're just going to paint that all in cotton also, and then we'll go back and add the stripes to it. It's just easier that way. Oh, if I had a swimming pool, yes, it would be mine too. You know, I find, okay, so I have a little blow up pool. I haven't pulled it out yet because, well, I hope it still inflates. I haven't even checked, but Our summer has not, we have had a few hot days, don't get me wrong, but I feel like for the most part, it's been mild. I really speculate come mid-August to all of September, we usually get really hot then. But it's been, with the exception of a few days, or a week or so here and there, it's been pretty mild. And today was really nice also. I hope and pray it stays that way. I hope it doesn't end up getting real hot at all. That would be nice. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I'll take the cool when I can. So even just with all that, I almost forgot what I was talking about, but I haven't put my little blow up pool, but I even like to just float in that. There is something about just floating for me that is so relaxing in water, whether it's a pool, a lake. I wouldn't say at the beach I float, because our beach the waves are kind of crazy, so you can't really float at our beach. I don't know if anybody's beach you can float at, but here you can't float. It'll beat you up. Yeah, it'll hurt you. So just like at the lake or at a pool or, you know, something like that, I like to float. It's very relaxing. I'm sure there's probably beaches somewhere. We have like little bays and things like that that you could float at, but as far as like a lot of our beaches, the waves are pretty crazy. Oh no, Jackie said Florida heat index has been up to 117. I have heard, I gotta fix my iPad. I got paint all over it and I can't hardly see the comments. I've heard that, yes, a lazy river, Leanne said. I've heard that it's pretty hot back there right now. It's been really hot in Arizona also. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit extra to his beard and stuff. You know what? We also need to paint his hat brim in the color cotton. As I'm working through this, I'm remembering it's much easier to just paint it all out in the color cotton and then come back and add the stripes. Much easier. Oh, Charlene, stop. Hi, Erin. I love the beach and I don't even, I try not to think about that with myself, but you know, I just like to be out in the sun and like at the beach or the lake, or so. I need to go to the beach more because I'm not that far from it. And I don't, I just need to make more time to go there because it's very relaxing to me. We went over 4th of July weekend and it was really nice. I wish I had a pool. That would be nice. Just a, you know, a regular pool, not a blow up pool. Oh, yes. Jackie, you're right. I've been to the Gulf and I do remember that it wasn't that, the waves weren't that crazy. It's very nice. In fact, the water is warm. The water is beautiful. Okay, this is almost empty. Hi, Erin. I'm sorry I don't remember if I said hi to you or not, so hello. Okay, so we got the hat brim all painted in the color cotton as well. I think we're good with the color cotton. Yes, Leanne, that is very relaxing also, just walking along the water. I like doing that, especially at the beach, just kind of walking along the shore. All right, so here is all these things. So let's go ahead and take our color. Oh, here it is. I was looking for this because sometimes my paint palette gets too full and then I can't put any more paint in it. So I'm going to peel that out. Yes. Hey, Renee, how are you? You finally caught me live. Okay. Hello, Diane. How are you? Mary said they had an above ground pool for years. We did too growing up. We had one, but got rid of it when your kids got older. Wishing now with your grandkids that you had it again. Yes. They're definitely nice. We had one of those growing up. That's what we always had. Okay. So we're going to use the color Hollyberry. Okay. Hollyberry is going to be for the mittens and the hat. I'm going to use straight Hollyberry for the mittens and the hat. Let's start with the mittens first. And then I'm going to use Hollyberry with some cotton to make kind of a pink color. Now you can certainly just use a pink color. In the chalk paint line, I have carnation and flamingo. It would be most easy to just do that. But if, say, you only had the July paint pack, then this is what you would do to get a pink color. You would take Hollyberry and cotton and mix them together depending what shade of pink you wanted. Mix them together and it's going to give you a pink. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Actually, I think I'll use this bigger brush. And we're going to paint the mittens. Oh, Nancy said she doesn't know where she would do the wood cutting. Well, I will tell you this. I don't know if Martha is on here, but one of my woodworkers, Martha, and I'm not sure if she's still currently set up this way, but she set up her saw when she first started in her laundry room. So does it create sawdust? Yes, it does, but there are workarounds that you can do to minimize that. And that's what Martha did for a while. And she very well may still do the same thing. I just remember her telling me that one time. And I think that's pretty cool. I've cut on my back porch. I used to cut, so this workbench that I am sitting at now where I do the lives, just to the right of me is where my scroll saw used to be set up a long time ago. And I would cut wood out right there. Hi, Handmade Status. Hey, Deborah. Oh no, Nancy. Oh gosh, I am so sorry. That's horrible. Okay, so this is Hollyberry. We're gonna do both of the gloves in Hollyberry. Leanne said she wants a she shed. Ellen, definitely come back tomorrow at 5 o'clock because this could potentially be an answer to your question. I'm not real sure, but potentially. So, I am so excited to tell you guys the news tomorrow. I'm actually, in a way, finally doing something. I'm not going to give it away. I promise I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to try my hardest not to give it away. But I'm finally doing something that I have literally been asked for a very long time. And it is so exciting. And we were trying to, because it's kind of goes around the whole Christmas in July. And we're trying to get it sooner, but whenever you're trying to do something, always things happen. And so tomorrow is finally the day, and I'm so excited. So excited. So you're gonna have to come join me tomorrow live at 5 o'clock Pacific time so you can get all of the details. Teresa said she remembers cutting in the cold garage with fingerless gloves and a winter coat on. Yes. Now it doesn't get as cold here as it does for some of you all, but same here. There's times because my entire workshop is outside. It's covered, but it's outside. And yes, there's times during our wood class in the winter time where to me it's cold. And I'll be all bundled up and everything. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to just kind of paint a line across here, because this all in here is going to get peach tea color for his face, and all up in here is going to be the color holly berry for his hat. Hey, Janet. Yes, you're definitely going to have to set an alarm, Ellen. Set an alarm, everybody, because you're not going to want to miss this. This news. All right, so I'm just going around and painting the edges. Okay, now we're going to paint his hat right here. I just have to get kind of repositioned because it's a big piece, and so I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So apparently I cut my finger with the knife and didn't realize it. I thought I didn't, but I can feel it. I told you guys during Prime Week, or during the Prime days, like a week or two ago, I got some new steak knives, and well, I didn't think I did, but those things are, whew, they're mean. Those little knives are mean. I'm trying to be very, very careful with them. Because, Vicky, was that you that told me be careful with them until you get used to them? That's no joke. And the steak knife that I had that ended up breaking, that I think I told you guys about, I had for years, I would kind of graze my finger all the time and it would never cut me. These ones, I can't even get it this close to my finger. Yeah, they will bite you. Okay, let's see here. We're just going to make sure this is empty before I toss it. There's still a little bit more in here. Okay, we're pretty much at the end now. So primarily these are colors from the July paint pack. And I say primarily because I'm using a couple of colors that are not in there. Okay. There we have it. I'm going to set this to the side so that the cap can dry, and then we'll come back and paint the face in just a little bit. So for now, what we're going to do though is go ahead and paint the nose. So what we need to do is get some of our cotton color. And I think I'll just mix a little cotton right here. This is just about empty. I'm just going through all my empty bottles right now and getting rid of what we don't need. I am thinking around, all right, let's say, I have an appointment in the morning, so I'm thinking around 1. I want to say 12, but I'm not sure that I'll be home. I think I will, between 12 and 1 o'clock Pacific time. Okay, I have an appointment, so I want to make sure, you know, I get home and yes. So that's the scoop. Yes, Kim, it is. Then I just go grab some more. I do like that benefit, that's for sure. Okay, so we are going to take, actually what I'm going to do, you want to start mixing your holly berry color in with your cotton just a little at a time. So I'm just going to take a little scoop of it. Okay, you see how I just kind of mixed it in there? Now, depending how pink you want it, see how that's pretty light. That's pretty light color. So we could take a little bit more and darken it up a little. I like that. That looks good. This same color of pink is also going to be the cheeks. So you can kind of see how I'm just filling that in. And then we're going to paint out the bottom. And I'm just kind of following along this white line I created right here with the mustache. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you what that's looking like, and then I'm going to come back in and just add, I like to just kind of blend in some shading is what I like to do. And if I want to come in with a little bit more of the just straight holly berry, I'm just adding it. You see how I just come in and add it while it's wet? I'm going to kind of go this way too. In a little bit of a circle. I just paint all kinds of directions because it's his nose and I just want to give it a little bit of depth. Okay. So you can kind of see we did just a little bit of shading in there with that, and I think it looks good that way. Might as well go ahead and add some to the top. I like that. That's looking good. So we're going to just kind of set that to the side. You could definitely add more if you want to kind of make it a little more of, like, add a little bit of a brightness to it. Let me just go ahead and show you. That would just consist of adding more holly berry in it. See how I add more holly berry? And it just kind of deepens it a little bit. And if you get too much, don't worry about it. You could just come right back with your lighter shade. And just blend it out. You see I come in with my lighter shade. And just blend it out. Okay. So I just wanted to show you how you could take some of the holly berry and just straight holly berry, put it in there, and it'll just make it a little deeper looking, like a little darker of a pink color. A West Coast event. Handmade status is saying she's racking her brain. And she said, you're about the second or third person that has said event, like a West Coast event. I'm gonna really have to start thinking about that. Oh my goodness, Angela, I am so sorry. Oh gosh, Angela. I am sorry to hear that, and definitely am praying for you. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our head back over here, and then we're gonna take peach tea and paint this in. Then we will have base painted everything, and we're gonna go in and start doing some of the detail, well, all of the detail painting really. We're gonna start bringing him to life is what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna take our peach tea, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of cotton. I probably really did too much peach tea. Just gonna lighten the peach tea up. So I've got the peach tea in here, and we're just gonna lighten it up. I want it to be just a little bit lighter than what this is. You could really do it any color if you wanted it more of a pink color rather than, whoops. I'm making a big mess. Okay. Let's just start with what I have here because I've got too much in the little bucket, and I'm gonna have to separate it, like split it in half, because I want to add a little bit more cotton. Yes, Rosemary, he is in the shop and he's also in the woodworking group. I restocked him though in the online shop, and he is still the special price for the live only. After tonight's live ends, he will go back up to the regular price. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. You could see that was pretty peachy. All right. Okay, so you can kind of see his face coming together. I got way too much peach tea in my palette. That's okay. Oops. Okay, see, whoops. Oh, I hope I didn't get that on my shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm just flinging paint everywhere because I got quite a bit of paint on this brush. All right, there is his face. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. So we're gonna let that go ahead and dry, and then we'll concentrate on our stripes and our mittens and things like that. I need to paint, I need to fix this. So that right there, I just want to cover up a little bit better. So I'm just adding another coat right here just to kind of cover that up a little better. So once again, I forgot to bring the tape out. When we go to painting our stripes right now, you can certainly use tape to tape it off. I'm not going to, because I forgot the tape inside. But I'm just going to show you how we're going to paint those stripes. Okay, let's start with the hat brim. So this is the hat brim. We are going to use the color Cactus for our stripes on our hat brim and the cuff on the mittens. Okay, so I want to start with the center right here. I want to leave the center with a white stripe, okay? And so that looks like about the center for me. And I want to leave it about an inch. Yep, I want to leave it about an inch. So the easiest thing for me to do is just kind of mark it, since I don't have my tape out. But if you have like inch wide tape, you could just tape it right there, and that'll kind of be like your marker for that. And then I'm gonna come over here, and I'm just eyeballing it, and then I'm gonna do about another inch, and that's gonna be another white stripe. And then right here, we're gonna just go about, I'm just gonna eyeball probably about a ½ inch. Okay. So you can kind of see these two tick marks right here. That's going to be left white. That will be left white. And then that will as well. And then I'm going to come over here and do about the same thing. I'll leave that, and then this right here. I'm going to scooch this one over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what that's going to mean is this is going to be green, this is going to be green, this is going to be green, and this is going to be green. So you would probably be able to see it a lot better if I had tape there, but I don't have tape out here. So we're just going to have to get started. And then you'll start to see this just come to life. Okay. And then I'm definitely painting the sides. Okay, there's our first one. And then that's going to remain a white stripe, and it's about 1 inch wide. The green stripes are a lot wider, and I didn't really measure those. The only ones I measured were the white ones, and I tried to keep them about 1 inch. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Okay. There, you can see that so far. And the lines aren't perfectly straight either. They don't really have to be. He's very whimsical. Then we're going to paint all the way to this little tick mark right here, and then just do a straight line up. And then we are painting underneath. Oh, thank goodness. I must have had paint on my hand, but it's right there where we're going to paint it green anyway. Aw, thank you, Angie. Good. I'm glad you got one. And at the special price, too. Okay. I'm going to dry it and go back and add another coat to the top of the green. Angela. Hey, Barb. You were at your parents'. Good. I'm glad you got to visit with them. Okay. Oh, I better put a little bit more under here also. It's the underneath, but still. It would have been fine without it. Okay. All right, our hat brim is starting to come to life. You're really going to see it all really come to life once we put all of the details on it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put a green stripe in the middle and 2 on the outside. Okay, so we're going to end up having 3 green stripes on the cuff. Let me plug this in. Oh, okay, here it is. I got to plug my iPad in. There we go. All right, so we're just going to so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then I'm going to do the outsides and see if I need to make any of them any wider. Or just leave them. They could end up being just perfectly fine. Okay, then we're going to do this side right here. All right, there's our cuff, and we're going to do the other cuff. Oh, we don't have no comments. There we go. She's snoring, Deborah said, her dog. Oh my goodness, so loud. Oh, she must be nice and relaxed. Hey, Carol, how are you? All right, so we're gonna come in here in the same thing. Ah, yes, I can, Teresa. Give me 1 second. Thanks for letting me know. Let me hop over that really quickly. I can definitely do that. Okay. Okay, done. I just added some more. So that's for the July paint pack. If you were trying to get the July paint pack. All right. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more on the top of this. Thank you, Carol. Well, we're painting him right now. He's a cutie. He's so cute. Okay. And there is our last mitten. Now we're going to bring the head back over here, and we're going to let the mitten and the hat brim dry, and we're going to start doing some of our detail work on the face. So let's see. Oh, here it is. The mustache is going to come in just like this. All right. And then the hat brim is going to go on just like this. So what we need to do is figure out where the cheeks are going to go, because we need to add in the cheeks. Okay, that's what we're going to have to do next. So I still have a little bit of, I got to stand up. So I still have a little bit of my pink color right there. So the easiest thing for me to do when I add in the cheeks is just take a pencil and draw them on. So they're going to be like little half circles. And I'll hold these on as best I can so you can kind of see my pencil marks here. And when I paint it, they'll kind of straighten out a little bit. Can you see those? There you go. You can see that one. You can hardly see that one, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is paint them in. We're going to paint them in. Going to add a little bit more cotton. Okay. Okay, so I mixed up the holly berry and the cotton again, because this is almost dried out. I could still use that one, but I'm just going to follow this around. And then we can come all the way down here, or you don't have to, because remember that mustache is going to cover all this right here. And I can come in and sort of shade it a little bit with a little bit of cotton, or even come in with a little bit more of the holly berry if I want to make it a little more rosy cheeks. Come in with holly berry. I gotta offload some paint. I got too much paint in this brush. There we go. That looks good. That's a good looking cheek. Now we're gonna do the same thing over here. So we'll start with just the mixture. Okay. And it doesn't have to go all the way down. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle or a perfect half circle, because remember, that's where the mustache is going to go. So if I want to come in and make the cheeks a little more rosy, just come in with some straight holly berry while it is still a little bit on the wet side and blend it in. Just like that. So you can kind of see how we blended that in. I like that. That looks good. It's drying pretty quickly too. All right. Then what we have to do is draw in our eyes. Let me dry this real good. Make sure it looks okay when it's dry. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and it looks like the Santa sold out. I'm gonna add some more because we're cutting them out tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more in case if you missed it. Oh no, wait a minute. We still, hold on. Oh yeah, he did. All right, let me add some more because if you want to get one, I want you to. Okay. I added some more. We'll be cutting these out tomorrow. All right. So, he's popular. He's so cute. I do not blame you guys for wanting one. He's adorable. Yes. So I added some more. If you missed it, go back in, refresh your cart, or, you know, go back in because I just refreshed it. Oh, you didn't submit it. Oh no. Oh, you got it. Okay, good. Good, good. But I did add some more. You're welcome, Denise. You're welcome. So I'll keep my eye on it. He is Barb, but hey, you guys got the pattern, so you could cut them out to your heart's content. Oh, goodness. I love that. All right. Okay. So what we want to do is put our mustache back on here and our hat brim so we can draw the eyes in. Now, there's a couple ways you can do the eyes. I just like to hand draw them in with the pencil, and I do them kind of crooked. I don't do them straight up and down, but I do them kind of crooked, and I'm going to show you how to get that look inside of them that I did, and it's really easy. But if you want to take a piece of paper and draw your eyes on, or just draw one that you like, and then you could use it as a template on here, that you could do that also. That's an option. I'm just going to stand up and draw them on. And what I do is in this space right here, I just want to fill that space in with his eyes. So let's see here. That looks about good. Okay, and then I can kind of correct it a little bit with, so you can see what that looks like. And then I'm going to use the midnight color of chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint them in. probably just use one of these brushes right here. Yeah, this will be good. Yes, Barb, I agree. I've been telling the people why it's a good reason to join. I have been telling them. To get the designs, and then you can cut one out for you, cut one for a gift, a friend. You know, maybe at some point you decide you want to do, you know, a little selling. Get you a little side hustle going, make a little extra money for the holidays. Okay, so I'm just gonna follow my pattern that I drew all the way around. Okay, there's one. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Jeanette. Okay, I'm gonna dry his eyes and then add another coat. Hey Candy, how are you? There you go, Nancy. That's always an option too. Okay. There are his eyes. Sit. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our mixture. Now, I'm going to use mostly holly berry for the polka dots that are going to go up here on his hat. But I'm going to lighten it a little bit because the hat is just a solid holly berry color. So I'm going to use the holly berry for the polka dots, but lighten it just a little, okay? And I'm using the large pouncer from the Dollar Tree pack where it has a small, medium, and a large size. I'm using the large one. That's how we're going to do the polka dots on our Santa's hat. I'm going to mix this first and see what I come up with. I'm probably going to have to mix a few batches. I'm using the center here of my palette just because it's big. This this round sponge that I'm using is pretty big. All right. So I do want to set the hat brim back on here just so I can kind of size it up a little bit where some of these polka dots are going to go, because I do want to do like a half one right here and a half one right there. And I'm just kind of trying to just get them down, and then I can go back over them. That's really all I needed to have the hat brim on there for right off the bat, was just to kind of get these down. And then I can put my pouncer back over them and make them look a little bit better. So they look like full polka dots, but the hat brim's gonna go over it and cover half of it. But that's gonna help me kind of get the base of being able to put the rest of them on. And then we'll definitely come back and fill them in a little bit more. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, thank you, Mary. Yes, scroll saw. That's primarily what we use, is a scroll saw. But if you find someone that prefers to use a bandsaw, I mean, that's doable also. I teach the class with a scroll saw. But I could definitely cut this out on a bandsaw. So, yeah, if you find somebody that has a scroll saw, that would be good. You know, that knows how to do this kind of stuff. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, hopefully that'll be just enough. Because we've almost got it just how we're going to need it. Okay, I'm just going to go back over them and add a few more polka dots. All right, I'm gonna, whoops. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so let's just go back over these and fill these in just a little bit. Oh, I messed that one up, so I'm gonna have to come over here and all right, perfect. So they look pretty good. You can kind of see what they look like. Once the hat brim goes on there, then they'll look a little bit more even, but I think that looks good for now. So I'm going to set this to the side, and then we're going to just start with some detailing on the mittens. So that will consist of a little bit of cotton paint, and my real fine brush right here. Okay. All right, so I'm just using this fine brush. You could use a paint pen, absolutely. And I'm just gonna follow around the mitten. Just like that. And then I'm gonna pick up right there where I stopped, and I'll go all the way down until I start to run out of paint. And then I can load it back up and then come this way and just kind of blend it back in just like that. Okay, we're gonna do this other side. So with the right blade size, you can cut 2-inch wood on the scroll saw also. But a bandsaw, yeah, with the right blade size, you can cut 2-inch wood on the bandsaw also. So same thing, just the other mitten. Just like that. Aw, thank you, Barb. I appreciate that. I have fun with that. Okay, so I kind of ran out of paint there. And then what I'm going to do is just pick it up over here and then blend it in to where I ended. Just like that. All right, then I'm going to rinse this brush off because we're going to come back to it in just a little bit. Actually, let's go ahead and just add a little bit right here. So I just added a few white lines, and we'll do the same thing here. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do it on here since I'm on a roll. All I'm going to do is just the same thing, is kind of on the bottom and then the top, and then I just keep going. It's just really faint, okay? All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with our paint pen. We're just gonna go ahead and finish up the mittens. And then we could set them to the side, and then we'll finish up the hat brim, and then we'll grab the face, bring it back over here and finish up some of that detailing also. So what I want to do with the mittens is so I just put 2 little dots right there. And then I'm going to, okay, I just want to make sure how I did that. Come all the way around. And then I'm going to put 2 more dots. Okay, so you see how I did that? And then, so I've only got 2 dots in each corner there. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just outline these. Okay, so we will definitely do like the whole fly speck thing with the paintbrush once we get him all together at the end. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to show you next is we're going to do this little squiggly thing on the hat brim, and I'm going to show you the way I showed the woodworking group, the easiest way to do this. Now, I just kind of free-handed it on when I did my original Santa, which you can totally do, but they're the easiest way to get, let me show you what I'm talking about. This detailing right here, okay, is going to be to take some paper and then, so take some paper and then some transfer paper, well, not transfer, but you know, the carbon paper, and then transfer it on. So this way, you could either draw it on with a pencil on your wood piece, or you could do what I'm about to show you. Okay, so we're gonna want it right here, and we're gonna want the longest little loop that we're gonna make, we're gonna want right here in the center. So, here's what we're gonna do. Is we're going to do 3 loops. So we're going to start, try a pen. Actually, let me do a Sharpie. This way you could see it. Okay, so we're going to start. Just like that, okay? You practice a few times if you need to. And then you're going to line it up just like so on your piece. That's going to be probably the easiest way to get this on here. If you want to do it just freehand with pencil and then, you know, come back over it with your paint pen, you can. But on a piece of paper ahead of time will probably be the easiest thing to do. And then just take your transfer paper . And just go over it. Okay, you can see that. And then we're going to come back with the paint pen. I should have went up a little bit more, but that's all right. It is what it is. And then I just put, they almost look like little arrows. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of go I'm just gonna start outlining it. Okay, so I'm just outlining it now. And then right here where this is, I just did not outline through my squiggle, but I went up to it and then continued on the other side. Okay, so there's our detailing for that. And like I said, we will definitely go, and once we get him all together, we'll do some of the fly speck on it. Oh no, Donna, I'm sure you will be good. Aw, thank you, Tabitha. Hey, Barb. Hey, Dawn. Yes, Erin, I agree. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see. All right, let's go ahead and do some detailing on the head now. We have to do some detailing on the mustache also, but the gloves are done and the hat brim is done for now. So the next order of business is going to be, let's do the eyes. These guys are still drying right here. So let me show you how to do the eyes. I take my very fine round brush. It's very, very fine. And what you're going to do is you're going to, now the eyes are not straight. So I'm kind of have him crooked so that it's like I'm lined up straight with it. We're just going to put a line straight down the middle. We're going to almost do like a cross. Okay. So I'm going to do one line and show you, and then I'll do the next line and show you. And you don't want to go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. Almost, but not all the way. You don't want them to connect to the top and the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So I'm doing one vertical and one horizontal. All right, so I'm going to hold it like that so you can kind of see it because it's slanted, but I make him crooked so that the eye is sort of straight for me. And then all you're going to do is you're going to X through that way and then X through it that way. So essentially, let me show you. What you're doing is you're going like this. So you're doing a line this way, a line this way, and then that way and that way. And then we're just going to put like little dots all the way around. That's very rough, but you get the general idea, okay? Almost like a snowflake. Okay, now we're going to come through this way. And you could use a very fine paint pen. Okay, so you see how I did that? Now the lines for the cross, so we have a cross this way, and then we X through them. They're not quite as long. They're a little bit shorter than these other ones, all right? And then I'm gonna take my paintbrush and then just dot at the end. They're not huge dots, just little dots. If you have like a dotting tool, you could do that. You just don't want them huge. Okay, so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. And I try to wipe my paintbrush out each time. I'm actually gonna wash it off because all right, I just had to turn that down. It's dry, the paint's drying really quickly. Okay, so same thing. So we're just gonna go, we're not connecting top to bottom, but we're just putting a long line vertically down the center. And then we're going to do a long line horizontally across the center, but don't connect. Don't connect side to side. And then we're gonna go through with an X. Just like that. Okay? Thank you, Brenda. Hey, Lonnie. Okay, then we're gonna come in and do some little dots on the end of each line. That's why you don't want to connect it to the sides of your, to the black circle to the sides of the eye, because you want to be able to put the dots. Just little ones. And they're just cute little starry eyes. And there's his eyes. Okay, I'm gonna dry these a little bit because they're a little thick. And then we're gonna put a little bit of details in there. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come in with this brush, and it's a little on the thicker side. I gotta blend this a little because it's kind of crusting over. All right. That should be okay. Okay, so this circle right here is going to end up being a half polka dot. So we're just gonna do our detail right here, just like that. And then that one just like that. These ones I'm gonna put like top and bottom because they're so big. That's just a halfer. Okay. So some of them I did the little details at the top and the bottom, and some of them were just on the top because they're more like half circles. I don't know why I rinsed that off, because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take with the same brush, and I'm just gonna go all the way around. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start right here and bring a line all the way to about right here. And then I'm gonna hook it up, and I'm going to do one of those like swirlies. So let me show you. So we're gonna come to about right here, and then we're gonna curl it around. And as soon as I start to run out of paint, I'm gonna reload. Okay, right there. Okay, see how I kind of curved it around right there? Okay, see how I did like the little curly Q right there? Sort of interfering with my stripe, but it's okay. We're gonna darken this up a little. I'm just kind of blending it in a little bit more. Okay, so that's gonna dry, and we'll come back and do some more details with our paint pen. While that gets dry, we're gonna go ahead and start on our details on the mustache. So let me see here. I think I'll try this brush. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit of River Rock. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take this brush right here. We're just gonna start here with the River Rock and just follow the outline of the mustache all the way down. To that point right there. Get a little bit more paint, and then we're gonna just follow it right to that point. To that point. Just like that. Okay, so we'll do this side also. So we're going to start right here at the top and just follow it all the way around. And then I'm going to start right here to the point. And then you stop and then start again on the other side. That's the easiest thing to do. Just like that. And then that's going to dry, and then we're going to add a little bit of extra detail with the paint pen. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to basically do the same thing on the beard that we did the mustache. We're going to start up here, and we're going to do 2 layers of these. So we're going to start here first, come into the point, down, in, and I will kind of start and stop each time. It's just a little easier that way. Okay, so we're going to start, bring it all the way down, up to the point like that. Okay. Start and stop. Get a little more paint. Sometimes my hand gets in the way and I can't see over here. You want to keep going until you get here and then curve up, but my hand gets in the way, so it's hard to see. There we go. Okay. And there's the bottom part of his beard. All right, and then we're going to come in. We're going to start in about right here, and I'm going to bring it down, up, 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 and then around. Okay. I better get some more paint. Ah! Well, let me see if I can wipe that off. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, so we're going to start right here and come all the way over to here. Okay. Alrighty, so you can kind of see what that looks like. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. You can see he's not completely even on both sides, but that's perfectly fine. It's okay like that. All right, so what we're going to do next is inside here, we're just going to take our fine brush and then just do some little of these type of curlies inside here. Just like that. So a refresher on how I do that is it's kind of like a backward 6. So let me show you right here. I start in the center, just like this, and then I just go around. Just like that, okay? Just start in the center. And it's basically the same thing I did on this right here. So you just start, and then you just take it out and around and around and around, just like that. Okay, I think aside from needing to do our outlines on our mustache and our beard, I want to make sure it's completely dry. The paint pen doesn't go through wet paint very well. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're basically just gonna outline through this one, and on the beard we're gonna do a few of the little loops like we did on the hat, but we're just gonna freehand them. So on here, what we're gonna do is just outline this. Just outline right over your river rock color. Just like that. That's it. That's it for that. So we're all done with that. I'm going to make sure these are dry because I can tell some of them aren't. Aw, thank you, Teresa. It's just practice, that's all. The easiest way I'm telling you to do it is to just put it on a paper. You could even do that with these things here in the center. You could do it on a paper until you like the size of it, the shape of it, whatever, and then just transfer it on to here and then paint it. And like I said, if you get a thin enough paint pen, you could use a paint pen. I knew this guy would take a while. He took us a couple hours in the wood group also. He's just big. He's a big guy with lots of fun details. All right. Oh, no, I don't need that. We need the paint pen. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to outline. Let's start with the inside first. So we're just going to outline. We're just going to boop. And once we get here, we're going to do we're going to do a few of these. I don't really know what to call those. Whoop-de-doos. I don't know. Curly. I don't know what we should call those. But so we're going to start with outlining. Okay, so you see how I did that one right there? I did a little one right there, just very little. The mittens are gonna really go in this area anyways, just so you know. But right here, okay, I'm gonna stop so I can show you guys. Right here, I just follow that around and come up and then do a curl, a loop, whatever you wanna call this. Just a loop and then keep on going. Okay, so I'm gonna keep following this around. When I get to this point, I'm gonna keep going up and do a loop right about there where you see me make that mark. So right about here, I'm going to continue up, loop, and then come back down. I'll do a loop right here since I did it on the other side too, just a little one. Right here I won't. Perfect. And then we're going to do that over here as well. gonna do a little loop right here. Where it's kind of, my pin starts kind of jumping around, I just go back over it again. Okay, I think we've got all of our detailing on there now. All right, so now we're gonna start putting them together. Oh, awesome, Christine, you're very welcome. Aw, thank you, Linda. Okay, hold on. Let me just double check how he is doing. Okay, you guys are good. There's still some in there if you haven't got one yet. So you can still get one while I'm live and get the special price. All right, I gotta stand up. So oh, hold on. We forgot one little bit of detail up here. I forgot to outline this. I'm just gonna follow around with the paint pen. On the edge right here, right on the white line that I did. Oh, I don't like that. There we go. Okay, so once I get right here, I'm gonna follow this. How did I miss that? Oh my goodness, and I'm making it worse. All right, I'm gonna stop. Okay, there. Okay, so now you can see my little outlines. All right, now we're gonna put them together. And once we get them together, then we will, where did I put the mustache? Oh, here it is. We'll do our paint splatter. Okay, so you can kind of see how he's going to come together here, just like this. And then his mittens are going to go right about here. I try to keep it from covering these little loops in here. But that looks pretty good, just like this. Perfect. So I'm going to use a little bit of wood glue and hot glue. I think that'll just be the best mixture to use here. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add some nails to him. I like to use a mixture of the wood glue and the hot glue because the hot glue is going to kind of bond it right away. And then the wood glue will help it to just stick for the long run. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure until that hot glue sets up. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Ellen. On some things, Teresa, yes, I think so too. I'm just used to a paintbrush, but there are some things like the outlining and stuff. Not all the, excuse me, not all the time, but the majority of time I like to do some of the outlining with a paint pen. It just depends. Okay, we're gonna do the mustache next. These are just a little bit of clumps that I don't want in there. Okay. And then I'm just going to hold it down so it'll set up. Well, that's exactly what the woodworkers are going to get as a bonus pattern here in the next, I don't know, week or two. I got to get finished with our big nativity, and then they're going to get him as a bonus pattern, smaller for an ornament, as well as the yard nativity. I will be shrinking that down for them also, so that, not for an ornament, but for something smaller. Okay, so next we're going to put on the gloves. We're almost done, and then we're going to give him some of the fly speck look. Okay, last one. Okay. Okay, okay. That didn't hurt like I thought it was going to. I jumped because I thought my finger was going to get burnt. Like he's holding his, yes, you could, actually. You could. That would be cute. I would have tested that if I seen your comment before I glued them down, so we could see what that would look like. Okay, so what I do want to do is go ahead and flip him over. I'm gonna set this fabric down here just because I want to be sure we're flipping him over on something clean. So then what I want to do, a lot of times I like to just be sure. Yep, that's good. I like to be sure my nail is not too big for the project. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we're going to do the nose and the mustache, I should say. one on each side. And then we'll do the gloves. Perfect. Okay. Okay, he's not done because we're going to do some splatter on him. So that just means we're going to take our toothbrush and do a little fly specking. Little fly specking on him. I just need a paper towel so I can kind of wipe it back a little. I like the specks on it. I think it just looks really cute. And the eyes also. I get the specks in the eyes and on his face, his cheeks, his nose. I need just a little tiny bit more paint. So we're not going to necessarily see it on the beard. You might see it on some of the detailing, the river rock color. But for sure the gloves. Okay, I think that's good. Nope, apparently not. I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to hold him up so you can see him. He's so cute. That is our Santa door hanger. Super cute. First created for the Woodworking Group. They still have him. They just made him, we painted him last Thursday, and he's just a long one, so just, you know, start painting and have fun. When my live is over, I will give you 5 minutes just to, you know, check out if you have him in your cart or whatnot, and then he's going back to the regular price. So he is a cutie. You might want to make sure you grab him if you haven't. What is the oh, you can send me an email, Darlene, or a private message, whichever. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you, Vicky and Carol. Thanks, Ellen. So that is it, you guys. He was a long one, but he definitely is fun. I have fun painting him every single time. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I will be back tomorrow night with the surprise. I'm going to reveal what has been kept under wraps for a little while now. So come join me tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Pacific time. If you're in the VIP group, I'm going to go into the VIP group around 1 o'clock. I'm going to also let the woodworkers know what is going on. And then I will be back here at 5 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow to fill you guys in. I'm super excited. So just one more sleep and then I'm going to let you know. So make sure to set your alarm and come join me, or join me over in the VIP or the woodworkers, whichever one and that you might be a part of. And if you're not, we'll come back here at 5 o'clock. That's just fine. You're going to learn about it anyways. So until then, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.